I wasn't ready. Rolling.
Rolling.
I had to make sure my thingy's working.
Okay. Well, they look fine to me.
It doesn't sound like it.
They're not clicking.
There it goes.
They're supposed to snap.
Okay. So anyway, track 1, take 2. Captain's log, knot 9er 14 2 knot 2 knot. So we haven't made a video in a few days, or well, we've actually been making some videos, but we haven't been anywhere where we can actually post the videos because we don't have any phone service. So anyway, we just thought we'd kind of recap where we've been so far for the last couple of days. She's pointing at something, but I don't know what she's pointing at. So so we went to somewhere. We were driving, and then we remembered that we were going out west. I remember that part because we left the driveway, and I drove slow in the driveway, and then we went somewhere. Where'd we go?
Well, we've been a lot of places, but
I mean,
just to recap,
let's just kind of pick up where we left off from the
right,
recap. Yeah,
right.
the last video.
So I think that the next step was we ended up in Farmington.
Yeah, Farmington, and there was a really good off-road place there.
Glade Run.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Mm-hmm.
Because I knew that.
And then
Glade Run.
Then the next day,
We actually have a video from there. I think I might have posted that one actually. So yeah. So anyway, so we left Glade Run, and then we went to what she was pointing at something else. What were we pointing
Ship
at?
Rock.
Yeah. Then we went. That's what I was getting ready to say.
Tell them what it is.
It's a mohawk.
A monadnock.
A gonad knocker.
No. Monadnock.
It's a monadnock.
A
It's
formation from a volcano.
It's kind of like a Devil's Tower kind of thing, only not as defined.
It looks like a ship.
So yeah, this one's
Anyway.
kind of. You should look it up. Look it up on another YouTube that somebody did, because my YouTube videos don't include things like that.
Somebody used a drone.
Yeah, illegally, by the way.
Because it's a Navajo reservation, and they don't like you coming on their property.
They will do all kinds of bad. They'll tar and feather you if they have a chance.
Anyway.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so yeah, so we went there,
we went to another,
and
we couldn't get to it because it was.
Yeah, we couldn't get to it because Debbie was like, "Oh, we got to get back there. We got to get back there," and I was like, "All right," because I want her to be happy. So I drove the truck and the trailer through 6 feet of mud trying to get back there, and then had to back up in 8 feet of mud when we got to somebody's property, and it said no trespassing. So I started to go ahead and plow on through, but then I got to thinking about the whole tar and feather thing, and I was like, yeah, I don't really want to be tar and feathered today. So we turned around. So we couldn't see that mohawk. Monadnock. That's what I said. And so anyway, so we left there. And I was kind of having regrets about leaving the four-wheeling place because it was really awesome. This was like a Jeeper four-wheelers heaven, absolute heaven.
Look it up, Glade Run in
Glade
Farmington.
Run. It was awesome. So anyway, so we leave there, and I kept seeing these mohawks spread out throughout the desert.
Monadnock.
That's what I said. And so I told Debbie,
I'm trying to educate you.
I said, I cannot take this. I can't take this seeing these things because they're really cool. They're just these huge pillars out in the middle of the desert. I said, I got to get up close to one of these. So we got on this highway, and it kind of went by it, but it was off the road. You couldn't see it, and you couldn't see it up close. So there was a spot, and there was a place where you could park. Now, keep in mind, this is tar and feather
Navajo
reservation that would have cost me. I would have been tarred and feathered, and they would have made a squaw out of Debbie. And so anyway, so we decided anyway to go ahead and stop and
throw caution to the wind.
Yeah. I rolled that four-wheeler out, locked everything back up, and we hightailed it up there. We've got a video of that for all of you that don't choose to believe me because you think that I would tell a tall tale about things. We actually went up there, and I've got 75 tons of rock to prove that I was there, even if I don't have video. The four-wheeler would hardly roll when we were coming back to the trailer. Debbie had so many rocks on there. And if you look at the castle now, it used to, it used to have some pretty good ground clearance, and now it's like there was a cricket crossing the road the other day, and I, of course, caught him, killed him, because we're that far off the ground now, and we're not even into a third of the trip yet. So I don't know. I probably have to buy a dump truck before we end up getting back. But anyway, so then from there,
we went to Chambers and stayed overnight.
Enough about the Mohawks. Yeah, so we ended up in Chambers. I was getting kind of tired, and we kept seeing these trains, and the trains here are not like the trains that we see in around Georgia and South Carolina. The trains here are 150 to 200 cars. I mean, they're huge. They're miles long, and they'll have like 4 engines in the front, and then when you get to the middle of the train, there's another 4 engines, and then when you get to the back, there's 2 engines. It's pretty interesting to see. So we got by these railroad tracks, and we saw they were pretty busy. We didn't know how busy, but they were pretty busy. So we pull off at there was this truck stop, kind of gas station-y looking place, little rundown mom and pop's joint. So we decided to pull in there. They had an empty lot in the back, so we pulled back there. Of course, we didn't realize that there was going to be trains that go by, and when they go by at 60 miles an hour, but it takes them 2 hours to get past, and they go by every 30 minutes. And you can do the math on that later. But I actually used that in another video that we deleted. I thought that was a pretty good line. So anyway, we sat there, and we dropped the drawbridge and sat out there and had a couple of drinks. Enjoyed watching the trains go by, and then got up the next morning, headed to
Petrified Forest National Park.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
Okay.
So, and if you haven't been to the Petrified Forest, that is a must stop. I mean, it is very, it's very interesting.
It's all beautiful. The Blue Mesa is the best.
And how they faked all that. And made fake rock trees.
Yeah.
Because we all know that trees are made out of wood. They're not made out of rock. And that's why I told Debbie, I said, you come out here, you come out west, and it's like, everything. Are we still rolling, by the way?
We are.
Okay. Yeah, and
shoot.
She's doing this, something.
I'm saying, come on, hurry.
Oh, okay, like we're running out of room. So anyway, everything out here is made out of rock. So I'm thinking, this is just my thought. I don't know. I'm going to ask God once I get to heaven and whatnot. But, everything's made out of rock. So I think the trees were made out of rocks. He wasn't, I don't know, maybe he wasn't thinking about wood or something. And then he got to thinking about it. He's like, I got this place where the trees are made out of, I really need, let's try something else. Let's try wood. So, they want to talk about volcanic this and, climate this and that, dust storms, and the trees get buried and soaking up minerals and whatever, blah. I don't know, anyway. And at this point, I'm just rambling. So, but the Petrified Forest is an absolute must-see. If you don't do anything else out west, you need to go see that.
And it's all off of Route really 66, I-40. Yep. Very easy to get to.
Yep, that too.
And then where did we go next?
Yeah, we've been on Route 66 a few times.
Where did we go next?
What was I getting ready to say?
Winslow.
Yeah, that's what I said. Winslow. So we went to Winslow, Arizona, and we stopped by this little hole-in-the-wall campground. We're trying not to stay at
Take It Easy.
Yeah, and I did everything but Take It Easy.
Take It Easy RV park.
I think they're trying to play off of the Eagles song. So anyway, we were hungry, and we went down. We'd actually been to Winslow before and went to this little burger joint. Their food is really good.
Called Relic Road Brewing Company.
And had a couple of really good beers, too, that I wish I could remember what the name of them were. But anyway, so we went there and then went and stood on the corner in Winslow, Arizona. Mm-hmm. And took a couple of, I don't know, they didn't turn out because it was dark. But anyway, so then we left there. We packed up you know, packed up overnight. She's pointing at something again.
Went to Flagstaff,
That's what
Arizona.
I was just getting ready to say, and you interrupted me
Oh,
by
sorry.
pointing.
Sorry.
So we went to Flagstaff, and I don't remember what did we do there.
We went to Cinder Hills.
That's what I was gonna say.
Cinder
We went to
Hills.
Cinder Hills, HOV, ROV, OHV,
OHV. You got
one
that
of the,
right.
One
You
of
got
the
that right.
acronyms for
That
a good time.
this area also had a
So-
what? Where we can stay.
Yeah, that's what I said.
A campground.
Right, but these campgrounds are
Or
awesome
just-
because it's just woods, and you got trails all through these woods, and you just take your RV and your whatever it is that you got that you want to stay in, and you just pick a spot and you go there. You don't fill out paperwork. You don't pay anybody anything. You just
Because
go
your
and
tax
park it
dollars
and have
pay
a good
for
time.
Because it's a national forest.
So anyway, so Cinder Hills is comprised of volcanic ash. I mean, it's really cool. She's pointing at something again. What are you pointing at now?
Volcanic cinder cones.
That's what I said. A volcanic
Craters
cinder cones,
and
craters
lava flows.
and lava flows.
And all that makes trails.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
And how
So,
many acres is it?
It was like I don't know, 14,000.
Right.
But anyway, so these hills, they were mountainy hills, kind of like that one. You know, get a shot of that one.
Okay.
Maybe a little bigger than that.
How about the one
Probably
far
a
in the
little bigger.
distance? They probably can't see
Yeah, they
that.
weren't that big. But these hill climbs were literally, and when I say literally, I mean literally almost straight up. And like, yeah. And it was like riding in black sand.
It was
pretty
beautiful.
awesome.
It was
Yeah.
really beautiful. Awesome. Views from up top were absolutely amazing.
Mhm. And I was so excited to get out on the trails that I decided to take off and just jaunt out there. No map, nothing. Well, when we get out there, the trails split off and go everywhere. Like literally every 50 feet, there's a new trail going off somewhere else. So we were out there for hours riding around. And,
Because people blaze new trails.
yeah, and you can ride anywhere you want, which makes it even better. So
We
anyhow.
blazed a few.
So that was a good stop. And then what did we do?
Then we left there and went to headed towards Grand Canyon.
Yeah, that's what I said.
And we stopped off in Williams, Arizona.
Right, that's what I told you.
A
That's
great
what I was
little
telling you
western
earlier
town.
before we started this video.
And what restaurant did we eat at that was really cool?
It was Goldie's.
Route 66. Goldie's Route 66.
Yeah.
And they served
it
like
was one of the first American restaurants that we've been in
Exactly.
months. I'm going to call it the first American restaurant because we walked in there and they had a sign on the door that said, if you don't want to wear your mask, don't wear a mask.
It's not required. You
Don't be
have to.
stupid.
Right.
Don't be stupid, because we walked in there and everybody in that place that worked there, guess what they didn't have on? There was no
Mask.
covert-ism going on in there.
None. Absolutely none.
So we sat down and we enjoyed our meal, but everybody that came in that place had a flippin' mask on. I was ready to go ballistic. So, anyway.
And the little
If they'd
town
had
was
open
really
season
cool.
on Cove Tards, I would have probably bagged my limit by the time we went out of that place. So we went and walked around the little town, and it was really just a cool little town.
And
No,
it's
no
the-
mask wearing if you didn't want to.
And it's the hub
Yeah.
for the Grand Canyon Railway.
Railroad, yeah. And
Really beautiful cars, people train
yeah,
cars.
we bought a bottle of wine there
Yeah.
because we're winos. And then we went to the south rim of the
Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon, and we have photographic evidence of all of this stuff. I just don't know how to compile it all into one video. So it will be a video of this, me yakking and trying to teach Debbie about mohawks and things like that.
Monad Knox.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's about time
You're
you got
stubborn.
it. And anyway, so we'll post the other videos and we'll kind of follow this one in part 1 through 20 or something like that. Anyway, cut.